ma questo triste cuore piange di malinconia. Lontan sei tu da me, dal cuore che ti ama. Io t'amo e t'amerò ogni giorno ancor di più. Sinfonia, che bel canto d'allegria, sei tu mio amor, questa dolce melodia. Sinfonia, cantano gli angeli dal cielo.
Well, happy Sunday. I had scheduled this for 8. I know I'm late, but I just got in. So anyway, tonight will be a just a brief comments corner. This is where I highlight some of your comments. So I do these at random, try to pick out some of the not necessarily the most important comments. All the comments I read, of course, all of them are important. But just a few of the comments that I pick, and I respond to those live. So I'm sure many of you will catch this late. I never know when to schedule these live streams anymore. It's really it's been a hit and miss to try and get people on live with me. I did a private chat Friday night. Half the people couldn't come because they had plans or whatever, and that's fine. I think someone had a birthday party, and anyway, parties are always good. Yeah, if you have a party, go to the party. Don't listen to me ramble. Anyway, shout out to Tim once again. Thank you for the wine. I should have taken my jacket off. I just got in from driving, but I had to turn on. I have like a little fan here. I had to turn it on because when I bought my new furnace, had it installed, I noticed it doesn't take as long to warm up the house. So I wish they made a combination furnace Ryzen 10 computer. That way I can just run a long wire from my monitor to the furnace. Oh well. Maybe Santa will be good to me this Christmas. I haven't been that naughty. Anyway, the furnace works great, and we'll talk about that also. So the house is now nice and toasty. I'm going to bring up the comments here. Those of you in the chat amongst yourselves. So let me give me a second here. I'm going to refill my wine. Sweet red wine. Red wine, Italian music, and Linux. What else could you want? By the way, those of you who bought some of my dad's tunes last week, thank you. I do tell him. And I put a smile on his face. Well, you put a smile on his face. Thank you. Okay. Let me bring this up here on my split screen. And let's do this. All right. This is from Hoss. Hoss. Hello, Hoss. He says, I just bought my first car today at a Toyota dealership in Nashville. 2014 Lexus IS 250, certified pre-owned. Took it for a test drive, and the car is incredibly smooth. And you can just feel how incredibly well built and solid it is. 134,000 miles on it. Yeah, you take care of the car, good maintenance. He says it'll last 3 times as long. Yeah, 134,000 miles for a Lexus is like, it's like 500,000 miles for an American car, it seems. No, but these cars can go 500,000 miles easy. Yeah, so maintain the Lexus, Honda, Toyotas, and they will last you a long time. So Hoss, you did the right thing. I bought my son a used Lexus last year, and the car's great. So you did the right thing. All right, another car thing. This is from Diane. Hello, Diane. I got the part, but it didn't work. But at least it is done and was easy with your video. I guess it's not working. This was the replacing the master control switch for the power windows on the driver's side. And yeah, I guess it didn't work for you, Diane. So that's what I did for my GM. It worked. The window goes up and down. But if you did that, it's still not working. You'll just have to take it to a mechanic, I guess. So, all right. This is from Grandpa Joe. Mine won't update. I'm stuck with Lacrosse 103. This is on the ability to extend the life of a Chromebook with the Lacrosse browser, Linux and Chrome OS. Try a full reset. Try what Google calls a power wash on the Chromebook. Try resetting it and then go from there. It worked for me the first time. Yeah, so try the power wash. This is from David. He says, thank you for this. I already have, this was on the bug on the Linux Mint upgrade tool where it's forcing you to do a backup. He says, thank you for this. I did a very recent time shift backup on external XD. I couldn't figure out why they were forcing me to do another. Yeah, that was annoying. Basically, when under the Mint update tool, you go to preferences and turn off the time shift backup, I do believe. So I call it a bug. It's more of a missed option. But yeah, that was kind of annoying, but it is easily fixable. I haven't tried the Mint upgrade tool because Linux Mint, what I have now, works perfectly fine. So we'll see. This is from Linux Aficionado. He says, I really like Zorn OS, which I mentioned, but until they upgrade, they have upgrade features like those with Ubuntu distributions, Mint, Pop OS, Zorn OS lags behind in that feature set, which for new users will eventually make a difference. Good quick video on Mint's improvement to their upgrade tool. Okay, I mentioned the Mint upgrade tool. Yeah, as far as Zorn goes, the updates are fine. As far as upgrades to the next number distribution, you have to do a full install. Now maybe they will change that, I don't know. But all of these are good. Zorn, Mint, Pop OS are perfectly fine for new users. All right, this is from Billy Cross. He says, where is the 32-bit? This is for Peppermint OS. I believe, Steve, if you're watching this, I think the 32-bit Peppermint is listed on the website, if I am not mistaken. I believe it's still available as far as I know. But check the website, Billy. And Rita, hello, darling. She says, personally, I think Top Gun 2 is one of the best movies of all time, Top Gun Maverick. It is. I saw it in Pittsburgh. It's better than the original. The movie took about 9 years to make. It's a long story. I won't go into it. It was released in 2019. They had to wait to, well, it was finished in 2019. It wasn't released till this year. They had to wait to release it because of the pandemic. The movie's done $1.5 billion worldwide. So I'm sure they will do a Top Gun 3. All right, let's see what else do we have here. This is from Daniel. Yes, I do believe in the fact that the internet could be technically be shut off and it could also technically be destroyed entirely. Never underestimate the power of stupidity. That's why I believe somehow that the internet could be at least temporarily destroyed, disrupted, whatever you want to call it. So Daniel, yes, I think it is possible. Will we ever see it? It's hard to tell. But again, never underestimate the power of human stupidity. Okay. This is a Chrome OS one. This is from also Linux Aficionado. And by the way, I don't know these people personally, so I just grab the comments with your first names and I go through this. Chrome OS has so much potential. I feel it is hampered by meek hardware most of the time and or overpriced. Not really true anymore. The hardware specs have gotten better over the last 10 years. You can now game in 4K on a Chromebook if you want to. So the hardware part has changed. Is it overpriced? Maybe compared to Windows. Maybe overpriced compared to other Linux computers. These things are a bargain. in my opinion. I've noticed a lot of the Linux computers seem to be the $1,000 range or more. That's just not a good deal. You might as well get a Chromebook. Of course, that depends how you're going to use the computer. So yeah, I don't think the hardware is meek anymore. The Chromebook start about $200 up to $1,000. Is it overpriced compared to Windows? Maybe for what you get, but Chromebooks are faster, and I believe they are a little bit more secure, especially from ransomware. Still in the news. So, okay, this is from station 67. I wonder if snaps will be the default for some of the apps on Debian Mate. I don't know. I hope not. I have found snap packages and Flatpaks to be unpredictable. They don't always work right. They take too long to launch. They were supposed to be the quote-unquote standard applications for Linux for the future. I think it's a hit and miss. In my opinion, only use snaps or Flatpaks when you have to, but stick to the default package manager. If it's Ubuntu, it's usually Synaptic Package Manager or the App Store, the Software Center. But yeah, snaps and Flatpaks in general have been disappointing in my tests. You guys may recall, not too long ago, I tested the snap package of Firefox. It took like 3 minutes to launch. Can you imagine the jokes if that was Windows 10 or 11? You want to launch Microsoft Edge as a snap and it took 3 minutes? I'm just saying, it is what it is. So, all right. This is from Osiris. He says, thank you so much. My Chromebook makes me so angry that many times I want to break it into 10,000 pieces. All right. If your Chromebook is that slow, then there's something wrong with it. So if you have a new Chromebook that you bought and it's under warranty and it's running that, you need to return it immediately. Chromebooks are either perfect or there's something wrong with it. That's how these things are designed. Either everything works perfectly, okay, meaning nothing's slow or feels slow. There's something going on. So I think in this situation, Osiris, I would reset it, do a power wash, and be careful how many extensions you install. Extensions can slow down your browser, even in Windows. And in Linux. So be careful of the amount of extensions. But if you're really having a problem with, it says here, he says also stuck, opening folder stuck. Something's going on with that. Something's physically broken. Or you have too many extensions. So I would do a power wash, start off fresh. Don't install any extension first. That should solve the problem. All right. This is from Thomas. He says, where do I go for extensions? Through the Chrome OS App Store, whatever you want to call it. I just do a web search and go from there. Again, don't install too many extensions. That can slow down the system and act buggy. The extensions I like are the reader mode, where it declutters the web page of any graphics or most graphics. And the reader mode just basically has text. So a must-have extension for any operating system would be reader mode. And sometimes, like in the mornings, right after I get up and leave the house, I'll do a quick news article for like a minute or two. That's when I go into reader mode. I just get to the news, do what I have to tell you guys, and move on. But as far as extension goes, I like a reader mode, maybe a weather extension, maybe a few others. But too many extensions in Chromebook or anything can slow down the system or feel like something's broken. So if you have a Chromebook that's running slow, all Chromebooks are fast, period. But if it's running slow, you may have too many extensions. All right, I think I have one more here. This is from Joey. What's up, Joe? This is on the furnace I had installed in AC. He says he has his unit serviced every year. Many requirements for the warranties, heating serviced in the fall, AC in the spring. Always check it regardless to keep the systems in the best condition and to keep them from breaking down. Yeah, this new train furnace I had, what I installed, NAC wasn't cheap, but it was time after. I think the ones that were in there were like 30 plus years. Again, I wish they made a combination train furnace and a Ryzen 10 computer or Ryzen 9. That would be something. So when my friends say, "Hey, Carm, how's the new furnace?" "Oh, it's the fastest Linux system I got." Then they would go, "There's no such thing as a combination furnace, computer PC." Be great if it was, because then I get it installed in one shot and I'm done. Anyway, like I said, maybe Santa will be good to me. Quick drink of wine. Delicious red wine. All right, so that's it for the comments corner. I've got to get a new monitor. This screen is going to kill my eyes. But let me get out of the comments. Let me go into the let's see if anybody's in the chat. If not, we'll wrap it up. Steve, he says if he had two of those, I could say I saw the biggest jugs ever. Let me mark this down. That's one for Steve. This is a family channel. When he says jugs, he means the wine jug, by the way. Yeah. Where's Anna Rita tonight for some fun, right? All right. Peppermint has 32 and 64-bit in both Debian and Devuyan. Very good. Ayla is in the house. Okay. Well, hello. How are you? What else what else would Steve mean? I ain't gonna go there, man. Anyway. It reminds me of a Rodney Dangerfield joke. He says, I had an argument with my wife. I told her she was lousy in bed. She left the house to get a second opinion. But up. What's up, Steve? Anyway. Anybody else in the house? If there's anybody new watching, wants to say hello or have a question, post it now or forever hold your peace. Steve, I missed you Friday night during the private chat. Guess you were too busy to be on my chat. How's your back feeling, buddy? Better?
Listen, the birds are singing. The spring is finally here. My broken heart is crying. When the roses catch my feet.
Anybody else want to say hello? If not, we will wrap this up for tonight. Okay, let's see. Making meatloaf. Okay. Back is better. Waiting on the doctor. Friday bad night. Okay. DIY Home just tuned in. Hello. He says, hi, Toss. How long have you been on? Just came in. I've been on for about 25 minutes or so. It was a comments corner highlighting some of your comments that I answer to. Sometimes I do the comments live and answer them back. So those of you who missed this, you can replay this. So, but about 25 minutes. So I'm just waiting to see who else comes in the chat to say hello. I just tonight I just have the Sunday night football game on. Just chilling for this evening, a beautiful evening. I was out with a friend of mine. It was a beautiful, sunny, cloudless day today. Quite Linuxy stable today, I guess you can say. Very Ubuntu stable-like day today in Ohio. So it was nice. You were out and about, not a problem. I'll stick around a little bit longer. Like I said, I'm just literally chilling with my Panasonic fan on the floor. Since I got my new furnace, it seems like it warms up faster. But like I said, I wish it was a combination furnace computer. That would have saved me some cash. But anyway, but I'll stick around a few more minutes if there's something on your mind. Like I said, I do these at random times. I don't think there is a perfect evening or day to schedule these things. Because I don't think life is quite back to normal the way I would define it in these post-pandemic times. At least that's the impression that I get. Yeah. So, but I'm here, thankfully, and relatively healthy. But yeah, Steve, I occasionally have back problems, lower back. I've noticed for me, specific exercises help. Motrin, not overdoing it, cutting grass. Of course, now we're getting to the fall. Hopefully the grass will not grow anymore. But just being careful, lifting stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, once you have back problems, they kind of like stay with you in various stages of discomfort. So he says, DIY says, normal, what is that? Normal was pre-pandemic. How's that for an answer? We would do the shows, thank toss, it's Friday nights, we get a bunch of people on, and yeah, but it just doesn't feel normal yet, and it's kind of annoying, to be quite honest, but what are you going to do? We're here, so we can chat, we can see each other, or you can see me, so I guess we should be thankful for that, right? Bernie Sanders is on YouTube. Very good. I like Bernie. Anyway, so again, if there's anybody new watching who wants to say hello or have a question, go ahead. Don't be shy. For those of you who are on Patreon, I don't have too many patrons left, and that's my fault. I really haven't promoted it or been on it that much. I should have, but I may do a patrons only private chat next weekend, just something different. So for those of you who are still on there and contributing to the channel, thank you. And of course through PayPal and Tim for the wine. Tim, I'm going to miss you tonight, but Tim always donates through PayPal for the wine. It does help, yeah, especially after a long week. Did I hit the Debian non-free topic? No, there was a question on the Peppermint Debian edition, if it's available in 32-bit, and I guess it is available still. You can get Peppermint 32 and 64-bit in both Debian and Devuan editions, according to Steve. Steve will know more about it than me. So yeah, as far as Debian free versus non-free, I don't know really what to say. I use what works, and I don't get involved in the politics of the operating system. This is the system for you? Here's an example. I got a call yesterday from a doctor friend of mine down in Orlando. He survived the hurricane. Him and his wife and kid, they're fine. He says, hey, I need to get a computer for the office, for the doctor's office. and I guess they got to use specific software. So a Chromebook is not for him, only because he needs specific Windows software, which may or may not work in the Chromebook. So he's looking at an HP Windows 11 laptop, somewhat of a gaming laptop, at Best Buy. So I looked at the specs. I said, Mitch, the specs are great. It's going to be fast. It'll do gaming if you want. But I said, maybe it's overkill. So I said, take a look at the ThinkPad, which was like $200 less, maybe more. I think it had 12 gigs of RAM instead of 16 gigs of RAM. But if it's mainly paperwork and office work, you really don't need a lot of RAM or a super fast processor. So again, for him, it's the OS that he needs to get his work done. Now, if he was using cloud-based services, forget Windows and everything else. I would just go straight Chromebook. They're great. They're super fast. They're maintenance-free, secure, and the new ones can give you 8 years of support from Google for free. Not bad. So your back is bone on the bottom 4 vertebrae. Ah, okay. Got it. Yeah, I forget what my problem was. Anyway, me with proper exercise and maintenance, I have no pain. But if I cut grass or shovel snow the wrong way or lift something the wrong way, then the pain slowly starts to come back. I can catch it in time and do specific like sit-ups, crunches, stuff like that. But it's something that really anybody has to be aware of if you damage your back, either with a fall or lifting something the wrong way. Sometimes just a simple act of twisting and walking, you can knock something out of whack. It's possible. So yeah. DIY. So you use Debian based? Am I still liking my battery powered mower? Oh, of course, man. Again, my battery powered mower is like my Chromebook. There is no maintenance. Nothing. You charge it up, either it works or it doesn't work. No gas mess, no oil change, no filter, no exhaust, no noise. They're great. I wish the battery technology would be better, meaning it held more power, or as Arnold would say, I need more power. Ugh. But yeah, they are great. Clean, quiet, no maintenance, love it. Yeah, so I think I may get a second one because my grass, I got a fairly large lawn. One full charge will not cover cutting the whole grass. I can get maybe 3/4 done if I'm lucky. So you're doing Ubuntu. Switch from GNOME to Katie for better Dolphin experience. Very good. Yeah, Dolphin's nice. Yeah, but yeah, I use Ubuntu Mate, Ubuntu, Linux Mint. On my backup PCs, it's Linux Mint, Debian. Of course, I got Windows 11 on the backup. Sometimes I'll play with the new Zorin OS. Is good too, but all those are good. Yeah, but the latest Ubuntu, the latest LTS, it's the best Ubuntu in 5 years. Rock solid. I just wish it was a little bit faster. Actually, Windows 11 is faster than Ubuntu. It's hard to believe, but I would consider Windows 11 a lightweight system compared to Ubuntu. What can I say? I call it as I see it, But yeah, Ubuntu's fine. Yeah. Just make sure you have at least 4 gigs of RAM with Ubuntu. I've been doing this in the latest Ubuntu Studio 28.0.2. It seems to be fine. I guess some tubers are having issues with the latest Studio, OBS Studio. I haven't noticed any issues whatsoever. I don't think you guys have, right? You can see and hear me. So I'm not sure what's going on. Strange. Yeah, I've been running this in both. Well, I haven't tested that much in Windows 11, but in Linux it seems fine. So I'm not sure what's going on. Latency issues with OBS. Yeah, I don't think I do. Do I? It's I'm in the green on my split screen. I'm on the green in the studio and at OBS. I just got to get a new monitor. 720p just for me sucks with my eyes, but resetting advanced mic settings. Issues mostly seem to be on Windows. Okay, I'll have to try it, Steve. Yeah, next time I do a Good Morning Linux podcast, I'll do it from Windows 11 to see if there's a problem. I may have done it once from, I can't remember. I don't use Windows as much. I don't have to, but I'll have to try it. It looks good. The stream looks good. Okay, recording is what you were fighting. Okay. Well, you can always go to a previous OBS if that's a current ongoing issue. So I don't know. Yeah, like I said, on my end, it looks fine, and I guess it's good for you guys. So one thing about this, I don't install a lot of extras, add-ons in OBS. Maybe that's why I don't have any problems. So I don't know. The latest Flatpak is 2803, and it's working fine. Okay. Yeah. So at least in Ubuntu Mate, it's fine. But I'll try it in Windows 11, just out of curiosity. I don't stream too much out of that computer because it's only a dual core, and the processor kind of struggles during a live stream. I'd have to drop it down to 720p and not do a lot. But yeah, no extras in yours DIY. Included NDI, but haven't yet worked with it. Okay. Yeah, I'll use sometimes I'll use the fake green screen, behind me. It's not bad. It isn't you'll see like a halo effect on me, but sometimes I'll use that as far as any add-ons, but really not too much else. Steve says toss NDI and use teleport. I'm not familiar with teleport. Sometimes I'll have scrolling text at the bottom, but really not too much in terms of add-ons. Yeah. Anyway, I like to keep it simple, See, with live streams, I think the number one thing is the sound quality, so they can hear you. I prefer a headset mic. Somebody says I look like an air traffic controller. Flight 264, runway left, but no. It's, yeah, I like a headset mic, number one. The second thing, you can see this, those of you watching, is the Fifine 50 mic, podcast mic. But again, sound quality, number one. Lighting is number two. This is, if I shut this off, those of you watching, it's pretty dark. If I turn one light, all this is one light. It's not bad. And the main thing is bright white paint on the walls. So mic, lighting, I wish I could afford a higher end camera, but it's good enough, And of course, make sure OBS is stable. Hi, Spin. I just saw you jumped on. So you have teleport in action on this morning's stream. Very good. I'll have to take a look. I use one monitor generally. I don't like to have multiple monitors. I like to have less clutter on the desk. Really, the only high-end stuff I would want would be a faster computer, because rendering videos, and this computer now is outdated, it just takes too long. If I have a 10-minute video, it takes at least 10 minutes or more to render, and that's way too slow. I should be able to render it in half the time or less. But you had 3 computers going this morning. So Steve is a Star Trek fan. He likes the bridge of the Enterprise in his house. Got it. Okay. Now I have my Dell here, and maybe sometimes I have a laptop to the side, which reminds me my Chromebook needs updated. But yeah, I like to have one computer on, a headset mic usually, one fairly large monitor TV screen with the split screen, no multiple again, I want less clutter, no multiple monitors. I like to have a clean. And today I wiped off my desk with Armor All wipes. It's nice and slippery, So I like that, nice and shiny and slippery, you know. And of course a comfortable chair. I wish this was a power seat chair. That would be kind of cool, With a massager, Steve. There you go. To get a chair with a massager. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. And of course some red wine. So, Yeah, it's the Logitech 920 that I've had, I don't know, good 5 years, 6 years. Yeah, still works. If I had the budget, I would get one of the Canons, the M50 or something like that. Something simple, but and then hook it up to a graphics card adapter, HDMI adapter, so it looks a little sharper. I don't need to stream in 4K, but that would be the ideal setup. I can keep the lighting. It's fine. The C920 good camera got you through the pandemic. DIY good. Yeah, it's Logitech is good. So it works. If this breaks, I'll probably buy another Logitech. I don't think they make this model. I think now they have higher end 1080p's and 4K cameras. But this is okay for what it is, So again, my next thing's got to be a better monitor. I wear contacts usually, and like I said, my other monitor broke. So I'm running a 720p screen, and I don't like it. I'm used to a certain quality. It may not matter to you guys if you're watching on your phone or a laptop or like an iPad, but it matters to me. But like I said, maybe Santa Claus will send me something this Christmas. Of course, Santa Claus will be me. Haha. Anyway. So Stevie did a YouTube short. Would that be on Teleport or just? Yeah. I mean, when I have time this week, I'll take a look at what you did on Teleport. But I guess you need multiple computers for Teleport. I'm guessing. On the setup, okay, all right. I suppose I wouldn't mind having my main monitor here, and then on the side on the table having my Google Chromebook as my second monitor. I guess I could deal with that, because at least with the laptop, as long as the battery's short, I don't have to have an extra cable, right? I'm assuming that's how Teleport works. But if I can use that on my Chromebook, I would consider that. And I'd have to buy a second monitor or hook up a second desktop, because I have like one of those folding tables. I can put it to the side and have the Chromebook here, back and forth. But I'll take a look at it. Thank you. I did see an article. What was it? It's never been the year of the Linux desktop, or we're waiting on the Linux desktop or something. Well, that was last year with the Chromebooks. They outsold Macs. That's a pretty good. I'm surprised more tubers aren't talking about it. You have something that outsells Mac that's based on Linux. That's quite a news article, a news headline. Anyway, last year was the year of the Linux desktop. For what they're worth, for what they do, I think they're great. I wish I could run OBS on a Chromebook and Kdenlive Live. You can install it. It ain't going to work. But, maybe one day the software will catch up, or Google will come out with their own video editing software, which I think they are, and their own version of OBS Studio. If there was, I wouldn't have to use Ubuntu or Windows. I would just use the Chromebook. Until then, I got multiple computers. The Chromebook, the laptops, and what I have here. So, but this has served me well. I think I got everybody in the chat, right? Okay. Outsell versus outperform are two different things. The mid-range Chromebooks and above, and maybe the lower range now, I'm not really sure, Steve, but the mid-range Chromebook can outperform now speed. If we're talking pure speed, there is no Linux system I have tried installed, and I've done a lot since 2006, that can outspeed a Chromebook. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I haven't seen it. Now, if we're talking for what we do, yeah, the software isn't there yet. The hardware is capable with the higher end ones, and I think you know that. But in terms of speed performance, the Chromebook is the fastest Linux I have tried. More about what you can do with it. Yeah, for content creators, the software isn't there yet. For someone who just consumes content, the Chromebook is fine. But you're right, Steve, right. For what we do, again, OBS doesn't work, Kdenlive Live, maybe, but that's not the fault of the higher end Chromebook. The development of that just isn't there yet. So you're right, the Chromebook definitely has limitations. But for what they are designed for, they are impressive. I wish they could do more. That I agree 100%. I wish they could do more than what they're made for. And maybe that's coming. But I think I did a video of that one Chromebook. I think I'm online in 6 seconds. Like, open the lid, log in my password, in like 6 seconds I'm online. That's insane, you know. But I think it just, in a small way, shows the potential power of a Linux-based system, for any Linux-based system. Of course, we know servers around the world, supercomputers and all that. But for somebody who just consumes content, watch videos, an occasional game, email, and you want no maintenance, and you don't want to worry about ransomware, and you don't want to spend $1,000 for a Linux machine, it's hard to beat a $300 Chromebook. I wish we had more choices. That's just the way the market conditions are. But I'm very happy with mine when I use it. Admittedly, I don't use laptops that much in general, but when I do use it, it's nice to get on. The updates are in the background. They are non-obtrusive. And I think you've messed with, Chrome OS. There's a little pop-up, please restart your computer to finish all the updates. I think that's fair. But the speed, the security, not to confuse security with privacy, but I have yet to see any article of a Chromebook being hacked with malware or ransomware. I haven't seen it. Updates are awesome, yes. Like I said, ransomware is there, which I don't understand. People, those of you who watch or listen to this, Windows has built-in ransomware protection. Turn the bleeping thing on. There is no reason for a Windows machine to be hacked with ransomware. None whatsoever. Last week, the hospital that I go to, their computer systems were hacked. And I'm like, how is that possible? Like I said, there is ransomware protection. I don't think it's turned on by default. Turn the damn thing on. Sorry, just a little rant there. I feel like switched to Linux with the fire coming on behind anyway. Yeah, the updates, the Chromebooks are great. They never slow me down. You have to reboot. Whoop-de-doo. But it is a joy. I never use my Windows laptops anymore. It's just too slow. But the Chromebooks are sweet. I wish they could do more. And one day they may. They may. But I think my next computer will be a Windows 11 higher end. Just for the video processing. I need more power. I wish I could get Arnold as a co-host. Oh, it's great to be here with Total OS. He's fantastic. Now make sure you contribute and be generous or you will be terminated. Blah, yeah, just a little rant. Just a little rant. DIY. Anyway. Arnold. I'm here. Anyway. Well, let's give this a 5-minute warning. It's almost 9 p.m., so I'm going to relax for the rest of the evening. So if there's anybody else watching has not said hello, now's your chance. I hope these podcast type shows are enlightening and entertaining. I've always tried to do shows like this that way. You know, I'm not a singer or anything, but a few jokes here and there. You know, I don't listen to a lot of other shows or podcasts. They're not entertaining, as it were. But I hope these shows are somewhat fun to listen to. DIY says, have a good one. I did. I had about 2 or 3 good ones of wine, but thank you. Anyway. So, those of you who missed this, you can watch this on the replay, you know. And sometimes I transcode these into a podcast, but yeah, this was relaxing. So I wish we had more people on. So, oh, Steve, thank you. Steve says, he says, you're my streaming hero. Thank you, sir. And I've been doing this a long time, so I've had a little bit of practice, you know. But which reminds, I keep forgetting to text our singer friend Slim Man for another show. If I remember tomorrow, I'll do it. I keep forgetting. Anyway, it seems like there's always something happening, but it'd be great to have Slim Man on. He's a hoot. Slim Man is a singer-songwriter, and he's just kind of like Stephanie, just a joy to have on for something different, you know. Anyway. All right, well, let's wrap this up. And Steve, maybe I'll catch you next weekend or whatever. And we'll go from there. So, as always, have fun with whatever technology you like to use. Arrivederci.